All right, guys, I'm going to read the passage that you have for today. You can either read it on your own, read it with me, listen to me read it, but you need to go answer the questions for a grade after this. This is A Second Opinion by Michelle Stimpson. Whoever heard of an Asian kid who couldn't pass the state high school achievement test? Well, Crystal Law wasn't exactly Asian, and she hadn't exactly failed the exam, but she was definitely enrolled in achievement improvement class instead of her choice elective, pottery. The worst part of it all was the schedule. Now she'd have to eat D-lunch the last lunch period of the day. So much for fresh food. Crystal spent the first 2 days in class isolated in the back corner, sending text messages to all her AP advanced placement friends about the lameness of it all. On the third class day, the teacher, Mr. Harley, distributed yet another worksheet with Crystal completed in less than 20 minutes. She took it to Mr. Harley's desk. He quickly graded it, marked 100 on top, and recorded her score in the gradebook. I still don't understand why you're in this class. He shook his head and smiled at her. She reminded him, everyone who failed comes to your class, right? Maybe that's what I don't understand. How did you fail the test? It's a long story, Mr. Harley. A long story indeed. Paragraph 7. Crystal went back to her desk and passed the graded paper to Geraldo. Within minutes, almost everyone in the room had 100, and they were free to spend the last 20 minutes doing, well, nothing. Some kids played cards, some went to sleep, and some asked for restroom passes with the tacit understanding that they wouldn't return. Mr. Harley stayed out of the students' way, and they stayed out of his. Crystal took her AP chemistry assignment, which was due next period, and completed the work. She noticed a girl sitting near her reading a book from Stephenie Meyer's Twilight series. I loved those books. The girl glanced at Crystal but didn't respond. She set her eyes back on the book. Whatever, Crystal mumbled under her breath. The girl slammed the book shut and eyed Crystal. What did you say? I just said whatever. Paragraph 13. The girl shook her head in disgust. Other people think you're smart because you're Chinese. I don't. I'm not Chinese. I'm part Caucasian and part Japanese, Vietnamese, whatever ease you are. If you're so smart, why are you in this class? Paragraph 16. Crystal shrugged. I never said I was smart. Yeah, right. I've seen you hanging around the AP kids in the library, stuff like that. Then you come in here making everyone stupid by giving out answers. Well, I, for one, don't want to cheat, okay? I can make my own 100. Her eyes flashed with anger as she flipped deep brown bangs away from her face. Sorry, guys. Paragraph 18. What's up? Did I do something to you? I don't even know your name. Gabriella, and no, I don't have anything against you personally, but I hate this stupid improvement class, and I hate it when people like you, who've never had to work hard for anything because everyone expects you to be smart because you're Asian, try to make everyone else look stupid. Okay, hello, I do homework. Crystal raised her chemistry book as evidence. I study, I work hard, I read. That's how I make good grades. No matter what other people think, it's not in my genes. I do my own work and I make good grades too, but I still failed the test last year. Gabriella fumed. Crystal thought for a moment. Anyone who actually enjoys reading probably had what it took to pass those stupid tests. Maybe all Gabriella needed was a few more skills. Do you have, a system for tests? Paragraph 23. Gabriella sighed and rolled her eyes. No, I just read the stuff and answer the questions. Duh, that's your problem. See, I look at the questions first, so I know what to look for when I read the story or whatever. And I have this coding thing I do with the questions. If I don't know the answer to a question, I circle it and come back later. That way I don't spend 20 minutes on it. You can do that? Gabriella's face was painted with bewilderment. Yeah, I don't know the answer to number 7. If I don't know the answer to number 7, I just skip it for the moment. Sometimes when I get down to number 12, it helps me figure out number 7. That's what I mean by having a system. Here, let me show you some more tricks. For the next 10 minutes, Crystal rattled off a list of strategies she used to help herself pass tests, whether she actually knew all the answers or not. Gabriella took notes and asked questions, probing Crystal's mind and even getting hints on other tests like the SAT and the ACT. Where'd you learn all of this stuff? Paragraph 29. In the smart classes, I guess, Crystal replied sarcastically. She laughed at herself and she realized maybe those smart kids weren't really any smarter than anyone else. Maybe they just knew how to beat the tests. So now tell me, Gabriella ordered with sarcasm in her tone, why'd you fail? I didn't answer one single question because the day before the test, I was diagnosed with cancer. Gabriella gasped and put her hand to her heart. Oh my chetos! You're what? It's a Spanish thing. Paragraph 35. Crystal shrugged. I don't know. I figured, what's the point if I'm going to die? But you're not dead. You don't even look sick. I'm not sick. We got a second opinion. The first doctor was wrong. I had this other weird syndrome. Nothing life-threatening, but I do have to stay on top of my symptoms. Paragraph 38. I'm glad you're okay. Gabriella's voice was laced with sincerity. Crystal laughed. Yeah, me too. You know what, Gabriella? I think you should get a second opinion too. Just because you're in this class doesn't mean you're stupid. Trust me, if doctors can be wrong, teachers can be wrong. She nodded toward Mr. Harley and both girls giggled. They're just reading test results that aren't always accurate. As expected, Crystal performed well in the next test and was released from Mr. Harley's class. Gabriella also earned a ticket out of Mr. Harley's class by using the strategies to pass. Now that they were both out of achievement improvement, there was a little chance they would see each other. Most of Crystal's classes were in a separate wing of the school building, but every once in a while they ran into each other during a lunch. Crystal would tease, I see you're staying out of Harley's class. I see you're staying alive, Gabriella passed with a friendly glare. Alrighty, guys, so now go ahead and head to the questions on the hub, complete that, and then you are done for the day. Sorry, that was kind of a struggle. Let me know if you have any questions.